Today is the day probably that I've been looking forward to and dreading of our van build, and that is our electrical install. We're thrilled to be partnering with Battleborn as we make our dream van. Now we're gonna have an all electric system, so no propane. And you guys know how much we like to cook, so that's gonna be a challenge, and that's why we have a beefy system full of charge and recharge capabilities. We have all of our Victron stuff laid out right now. We have the link shunt distributor, our solar charge controller, and our inverter. And we're gonna go into all the details on our website of specifically what models and everything and why we chose them. And in the house we have our 3 Battleborn GameChanger 270 amp hour batteries. So these 3 are gonna give us 810 amp hours, which is going to be incredible. Now with our 825 watts of solar that you guys saw us install a few videos ago, we have another big charger on board, and that's our secondary dedicated alternator. That will be the next video, so make sure you guys are subscribed to see us install that. Off camera, we also did some more framing. So you see we have these supporting elements in our, this is gonna be our electrical wall. It's also the side of our bed. And we've screwed all of our 2x2s into the floor, which was a bit daunting considering how much we love our floor, and we were just like scared to screw into it, just like we were scared to initially cut into the metal of the van. But after we did one, the rest were much easier. We're gonna add one more supporting element to this in this video, basically where the inverter is gonna go, which I don't know exactly the height of that yet. But with that being said, let's get into the install. There's kind of 2 things that matter here. 1, is there enough room for wires to bend and be nicely arranged? And 2, is there enough room for the components? And what I mean by that is the inverter, according to the documentation, needs about 4 inches on every side for cooling. So that kind of has to be off to the side. And then that's also, I think it's about 60 pounds. So that needs to be as low as possible, right? So it's just gonna be 4 inches off the ground. So this is kind of where I'm thinking about laying everything out. We have the link shunt and links distributor kind of down towards the lower part of the panel. This way we have like just short wires running to the batteries, because that's gonna be our thickest wires. And let me tell y'all, wire ain't cheap. We bought 50 feet of 4/0 wire, and it was like, I don't know, $400 or something like that. It's outrageous. It's like more than some of these components, and that's because most of that's actually gonna be for our alternator install, so stay tuned tomorrow. But I'm gonna use some of that for the batteries because I have it left over. We're minimizing wires here. We got our on-off switch for our battery disconnect. That's required for safety. We have our inverter over here with the 4 inches all around it, like I mentioned. DC fuse panel, this can really go wherever we want. Solar charge controller, again, this can go wherever we want. We're trying to keep things a little bit lower because we might be able to use the top part of this as like a storage area if we kind of cover it. So something to think about. And then our Servo GX all the way up here. So this thing will connect to our Touch 50, which is our touch screen. The length of wire is really short. I want to say it's like 5 feet or something. So that's got to be like really close to the top left so we can route that wire. Now I've already connected the links distributor and shunt. They kind of connect really nice and easily. So now I'm gonna kind of line this up and zoop, 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 drill some screws. All right, so I had all the intentions to really get going and do all the wiring today, but 3 epic fails all in a row. And we keep it real on Scho and Jo, so this is all the things that went wrong. So step 1, this thing did not fit where I placed it because I didn't realize how large these massive lugs are. And so because of that, it's not gonna fit where I screwed everything in. So I have to move it either down or up and then use a longer wire for the jumper. Not a big deal. I unscrewed it, I was gonna move it. Really, that's par for the course. The bigger deal came right after that, and I tried to cut the 4/0 wire and I just couldn't cut it. I do not have a big enough set of wire cutters. They just kind of get bigger and bigger, so I ordered something on Amazon. It should come in tomorrow. The big failure is that I have the wrong solar charge controller, and I don't know what I was thinking when I ordered it way back when, but it's too small. So it only will work for 700 watts of solar, and we have 825, so back to the ordering block. I do not know how long it's going to take to get it swapped out, so I will circle back in this video sometime in the future. It may not be tomorrow, it may be a couple weeks from now, but hopefully, you know, round 2 will be better. All right, it is the next day and our big 18-inch wire cutters have arrived. Let's see if this will do the job. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing about the solar charge controller, but one problem at a time. All right, moments of truth. Yes, one good looking wire. 4/0. What do you think? To me, it just reinforces the fact that we shared on a video a few videos ago of like what we've learned while building a van, and the fact that the right tool matters. With the right clippers for 4/0 wire, I was able to make one wire, and I have many, many more wires to make in, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe? I don't know. Not that long compared to, I think I was trying to cut it with the 2/0 wire cables, and I spent half an hour in despair. I think this is a great start. It's a good kind of comeback from the 3 failures yesterday. I have a lot more of these wires to cut, crimp, and heat shrink, but this is the main one. This is the first one. This is from the positive entry point to our system to our batteries, or to our, I guess, our cutoff switch, and then to our batteries. So very important wire right here. Yes, this is the beginning. All right, moments of truth. Let's see if this actually works. Is where that is going to have to live. There we go. I think that looks pretty freaking snazzy. Hey Jen.
Yeah.
You wanna see my first wire?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Where's Ollie? Ollie, are you out here? Hey, there you are.
Whoa, nice. Wow. So where is this going? This is huge.
That's a good question. Where is it going? This is huge.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. What do you think?
I think it looks awesome. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Thank you, Battleborn, for sponsoring this video.
How do they look? 810 amp hours of lithium batteries, and these are all heated batteries too, which means that in case of freezing temperatures, they will still work fine. I think I'm gonna wire that up probably in a future video, because I kind of need to have the switch for that going. You basically turn it on and turn it off, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that is the main battery bank. That's the charge for our entire electric system. That's gonna power our AC, our fan, our induction stovetop, our refrigerator, our Starlink, us as we were working on the road. I'm excited.
Thanks, babe.
with that, I have my electrical panel, basically for the LCD screen and the fuse box. It's gonna go boom, fuse box, and then switches. This is about the size of the panel. Unfortunately, we don't know the exact size right now, but I cut it a little extra, so lengthwise, so we can always cut it to fit later. It is time to work on the shore power inlet of our electrical build. This will allow us to kind of test our inverter too, because we don't really have any AC loads connected right now. So we're back to cutting holes in our van, which is a little bit stressful. I don't think it'll ever get easier. We're trying to figure out a way to mount this thing kind of inconspicuously, so it's not like just blaring in the side of the van, but also efficiently, because this is not something that you can mount inside because the cable needs to be connected all the time. I think we're gonna put it kind of in the back corner of the van. So I need to take off this wall that we added and get to it from this side. All right, good news. We are able to kind of lift up the insulation that we put in a couple of videos ago, and there's plenty of room for this plug. So that way I can kind of drill and see what we're drilling, and then I'll just cut a little hole in the insulation and we'll kind of put that around it. Now it's time to get Jen to see if this is a good spot to put it. Get her design eyes. What do you think?
Looks good.
That'll do?
Yeah. I guess you didn't want it pushed over then. You want it on the like farthest back?
I think so. I mean, we could push it over.
Thinking from like a wire perspective, because wires are expensive, as we've learned.
Well, I have 20 feet of this wire, and I need it for two things. I need it to go from here, you know, to that wall, and then from that wall up there. So, I mean, that's not 20 feet, so I got plenty of room.
Okay.
Seal of approval?
Approved. Another hole in the van. Another hole.
Holes in the van.
Oh yeah.
I hate it. But it's necessary. All right, now that we wait for our paint to dry, I need to make my supporting arm for our inverter. I guess we kind of planned for it to be right here. So 13.5, 17.5 range. That'd probably be the best. Maybe a little bit higher. So 13 3/4 and 17 3/4. So it's about right here. Yeah. 16 7/8. Now time for my pocket holes. Now that we have our shore power in, connected, and I did check with the multimeter, just all the pins, make sure it all looked good, and they were all connected to the end of the wires, because it was kind of tricky getting them into the holes on our shore power connector. So check that, it all looks good. I did our common ground, and so that's basically what connects our Victron system to the chassis ground. So I think pretty much the next thing is going to be installing our wall, or our component wall, into the van. Once I do that, I'll be able to cut the last couple 4/0 wires to length, so that way they fit perfectly, and then I can also cut and crimp the other wires for the inverter. And that's kind of probably going to be the end of this project. The solar charge controller is on the way, so I'm not sure that's going to make it into this video or not, but wow, it has been just a lot of work and a lot of just math, trying to make sure that we're safe here with all the right currents and our expected draws and stuff like that. All those nitty-gritty details I feel like I could ramble on for hours about is in our blog post, so check out that if you're interested in learning more about this, and then definitely leave us a comment there if you have any questions about specific electrical setups or why we did something a certain way. I'll check back in tomorrow morning as hopefully we wrap up our electrical build in this video. If not, we will at least make some more progress. It is finally time to put our electrical wall in the van. Now, this isn't the last step. I still have to do the final wires, but I can't wait to see how it looks. Let's do it.
Isn't she a beauty? Wow.
All right, time for the inverter. Whoop, whoop. Woo. I feel like so much stuff is happening so fast. It's hot today, but I feel like I'm always like sweating so much more when we're doing stuff like this. What do you think?
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
I think if I had to do it again, I might move all the links distributors up top, but there is a 4-inch radius around the inverter, so I don't think it would have fit. But maybe just raised higher, swap these around. Either way, I like it. We'll be tidying up these wires a little bit more, but I still have the solar charge controller. It needs to go somewhere. The wake speed needs to go somewhere. Those are TBD, but so far so good. Now, next up, we need to take and measure this black wire, which is coming from the bottom of this farthest battery, is going to come around and connect to the black negative bus bar for the link shunt. And then the positive needs to kind of wrap around here and go to our main on-off switch. So I need to measure those, cut those wires, and it will probably be the last big wires I need to cut for this project. Yay! Time to screw down the batteries. Our strategy here is basically, since they're all kind of center in the van, we have a good weight distribution. I have all my wires the exact same length apart, so we basically put a little divot with a little drill bit and a hammer, and then we went around and added a little mark of Sharpie. And so we're gonna have 6 pretty thick bolts, screws, putting this into our floor. And so what's really nice about these GameChanger batteries is that they have these feet on them with basically plenty of options for mounting it. And if we ever got one more in the future, we could just add it to the list, you know, moving to the passenger side, or we could switch it up and basically stack them. So you can lay these horizontally, vertically, stack them. There's plenty of different ways that you can mount them. We're doing it this way, and hopefully it'll give us a little bit of extra storage space on top. We're gonna put a piece of wood on top, but mainly it's keeping our weight and center of gravity as low as possible in the van. All right, our last package that we've been waiting for has arrived. It literally just got here at sunset. So I'm gonna hopefully plug it in and we can test this electrical build.
Nice.
2 weeks in the making for this video. Sorry for missing last week's video. Time to turn this thing on. I hoped we were gonna do this in the daytime, but it might be better at night because we can see any sparks.
But we don't want sparks.
True. I think everything is good.
What do you think?
You ready?
You got this. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I don't know if I'm ready.
I don't know if I'm ready.
No, I'm proud of you, but I don't believe in you, she says.
No, I am. I'm just nervous. It's a lot.
Come on up here.
No, it's a lot.
I need your support.
Can I give you support from right here?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, jeez.
Inverter is gonna come on in a second. Oh, look at that!
Oh boy.
Oh, this isn't connected, by the way. I ran out of cords for this, so don't worry about that if you think that's not safe. Whoa! Oh, my word.
Oh, and now the light is green. The
Up
Servo
here?
GX, yeah, it turned yellow to green.
Wow.
Sweet.
You wanna test our air conditioning?
I guess so.
guess so. Let's see. Okay, that literally just turned on. That's kind of cool.
The beep, that means something.
Come up here, feel this. Oh my god.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa, that is cool air.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how cool.
That right there is a happy man.
Oh,
Good job, babe. Good job.
This is just outrageous. I can't even get. That's just crazy.
You did that. I'm so proud of you.
Wow. All right. We have no solar charge controller still, so I'm gonna turn this off because we're not charging the batteries. So. I was just thinking, like, maybe we can actually test the shore power inlet and charging it, but I need to make sure all the settings are set up correctly because basically all these Victron components are super configurable, and for our Battleborn batteries, there's specific charging requirements, so specific voltages, and so I just need to make sure that's correct. The benefit of ordering from Battleborn is these were all pre-programmed because we ordered them all together, so I'm crossing my fingers that that's the case, but let's see.
Yeah, double check never hurt.
Let's circle back tomorrow morning. It feels like it's Christmas morning. Last night I kind of just dove into basically the VRM portal, all of the Victron systems. It was really cool actually. And just to reiterate, all the nitty-gritty details are going to be on our website, schoandjo.com/vanbuild, and then we have basically each article for each phase of the van build. But I configured our multi-plus inverter for shore power based off of Battleborn's recommendations. And really, it was already pre-programmed by Battleborn, but I did a firmware update and then I redid it. So it's kind of interesting. My background's in tech, so this stuff is like, I love it, love it. And now let's test the last thing that we installed, shore power.
And for our shore power cable and outlet onto our van, we powered with smart plug. So thank you, smart plug. And the information about which exact plug we got, as well as the outlet on our van, will also be in the description, as well as our website. And there's this nice blue light with the key is right down here, but the blue light tells us that it is normal power conditions, okay to proceed. So let's give this a go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow, okay. Shore power. We're charging 1500 watts.
It is charging?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
And no sparks, right?
No sparks.
Excellent. Good job, babe.
Thanks. I think it's working. I mean, we have almost 2000 watts coming into shore. So this is a 15 amp plug. It's not a 30 amp connection at the house. I think we'll probably get double the power later, maybe. I don't know. Either way, we're charging, baby. Wow, that's super exciting. Hear a hum of it.
Yeah. But much lighter than the one on the boat.
On the boat, there was, maybe the fan will kick on this too, but it was like. Oh, we have power! High five!
Oh, fan turned on.
Oh.
Yeah, now you can hear it for sure.
That's good, we know it's working.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
So proud of us.
This is a lot of you.
With that, we are gonna close out our electrical install video here. We're gonna do kind of, I think, a 3-part series for this entire project because there is still 2 huge parts that I wasn't able to complete because we don't have the parts for them.
But they are on their way.
So make sure you stay tuned for that. They're gonna absolutely change the game for our charging. One of them, I really don't see that often on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to see that.
Yeah, and that will actually, we hope, give us an all-electric build. So
that's the plan.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But we just want to say a big thank you to Battleborn for sponsoring our channel and for sponsoring this video.
It's gonna really help.
Thank you, Battleborn.
Thank you, Battleborn. We will go over every single part of this system in the final installment of our electrical series, so make sure you subscribe to see that. Thank you, Battleborn. We'll see you guys next week.